What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday, and it's the first Tuesday in June. So welcome to June, Jeffrey.
I feel like, the first Wednesday is what I'm thinking of. My church does a service every first Wednesday of the month.
Yeah.
And when you said first Tuesday, I was thinking, well, what's special about the first Tuesday? It was, all right, I'm going to focus in today. I'm just back from vacation a couple days ago. I'm getting back in the game. I'm going to be good to go.
Yeah. So we do these lives every Tuesday. So it's not special that it's first Tuesday. So you're right about that because we do them every week. We have been, it'll be like a year this month that we've been doing them every week. I think with the exception of after Christmas, the New Year's, that's the only one we didn't do because we were together on vacation.
Yep.
This time you went without me. So I'm a little sad on that. I'm going to show a picture here in a minute, but chime in. Let us know in the comments where are you joining from today. Type in your name. Where are you watching from today? We like to see that we reach the entire world. We have people that are watching overseas. We love that, and I know it's a totally different time difference over there, but we do these lives all the time so that we can answer your questions. So let us know where you're watching from in the comments. Let us know any questions you have about living in South Carolina, really anywhere in the state, because we're starting to cover the whole state now. And then, we'll try to answer those live for you. Most of the time we don't make up the answers because we know them, but sometimes we do make them up, but then we'll tell you we made that up and then we'll try to find the real answer for you. Right.
Let's have if I'm making it up, I don't want to say I'm making it up.
You got to do the baseball, like the umpire.
If I don't know what the heck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And that being said, I'll find out what I'm talking about. But if you see this,
you're lying.
I feel like my hair probably just got all jacked up because look at
that. That's amazing.
That didn't go well.
That is amazing. All right, let's see who we got on so far. Bob and Edna are on from Pennsylvania. So it's in a month, hoping for Horizons Carnes to release info. Robert, that's a great question. June 18th, we have an official date now.
Yeah.
They have a launch coming on June 18th, and we should know a whole lot more after that date. They are really keeping it hush-hush, Jeff.
Listen, if we can't find out what's going on, nobody can. And I believe we've got a few insiders at Lennar that give us some information every now and then, and they haven't said things to us because I'll be honest, I don't think they know.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think they'd tell us if they did. And there's just certain things we don't know. But I just drove through the neighborhood today, Robert, and because I live in Carnes, and big progress. The models are looking like they're getting really close to being done. Mark, I'd say there's I didn't pay too much time. I bet there's 15 houses under construction now, so we'll have closings this year.
Not including the models. You're saying 15 other spec homes.
Yeah, I'll take a. You know what? I'll get some better video for next week, and we can talk about it.
Okay. So we got more info coming on that really soon, Bob, for sure. Lance says, "Nice hat, Jeff."
Yeah, Dwayne had this made. See the hat there? It's a Charleston area living hat. It's real nice, and it's you know how you get cheap hats all the time, like they just give them away when you go to events.
Yep.
My big, giant, bulbous head does not work with those hats. And so this one is like extra big. And so it fits really good. It feels good too.
Clarence is on. He visited us yesterday, right? I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
In Summerville today, but they're from New York. Awesome meeting you guys. And Robin. Yep. Robin said she had a lot of fun with you guys.
Yeah, they were doing the whole tour. They were starting over, Cane Bay and back towards Carnes and Nexton and Clarence. Is there any neighborhood that you guys really liked? Throw a note in here. I'm curious because I didn't get to check in with you after you went out yesterday.
Yeah. Heidi and Wes are on from Connecticut. They're on every week pretty much. Hey guys, how you guys doing?
Hello.
About the Horizons Carnes pool. Do you have any pictures info? They haven't really started building, like they're moving dirt on it, but they haven't really started building it, right, Jeff?
Correct. But what we do have is we know that the Horizons people in Carnes are going to have access to the same really cool amenity center that we just released a video on about a week ago. So if you go look back at that video, the Horizons people will have their own outdoor pool, and then they will also have access to the non-55 plus pool, which is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, so it's this video right here. It's the second one if you go in today or after our live.
Oh, I think I had my hat on that day.
Yeah, you had the same hat or a different hat? I don't know. But yeah, watch this one that says new amenity Carnes Crossroads. It's been a pretty popular video too, Jeff.
Yeah. Well, I think people have been waiting to see it. I mean, I've been waiting to see it, anxiously awaiting, and it's been people in the neighborhood. I see them on the Facebook page. It's getting used. The water slides are up and running, and the kids are screaming down the water slides, and people are buying stuff over at the market. And I've still got my $150 on my app to use over there. I think I'll wait for strawberries. I think I'm going to buy $150 worth of strawberries.
That would be a lot of strawberries, dude.
That's a lot of strawberries, but we'll over the course of a year.
Okay. Steve is on from Plano, Texas. How you doing, Steve? I got an itchy ear. Sorry about that. That was weird. All right. Val's on from Reading, Mass. We're hoping to visit in the fall. Awesome. Can't wait.
Hey, Val, have we talked to Val yet?
I think we did a Zoom call with her.
It sounds familiar that we did a Zoom call. Yeah, get us as soon as you know your schedule. Let us know so we can get something booked off.
Yeah, that'll be great. Lance said you said bulbous head.
I did say I had a bulbous head.
Okay.
Yes.
Ken's on over in Del Webb. Finally got to Joe's and bought my cart yesterday. He was on vacation, but his people treated me great. Yeah, last week, Jeff, you weren't on. We had Joe on, you remember.
Yep.
And we filled up that hour plus with questions. And Joe has agreed to come back whenever we want, he said.
Okay.
So, if we have to do that again, no problem. But Ken was saying he was going in to buy his cart, and I'm glad he got it. I can't wait to see it, Ken.
Ken, what did you buy?
Yeah, let us know. All right. Tony is on. What's up, Tony? Anthony and Laurie, good to see you guys in 4 days. Talisha rocks. Yeah, Talisha does rock. We love her.
Talisha really does. Talisha rocks more than both of us combined.
Well, why do these people think we send them out with better people than us? You know what I mean? Like these are the people out in the field every day.
That's right. So, it's and Mark and I circle back, and like I was out today, I went over and did a final walkthrough and went over and got video for another client and that's out of town over in Summerville that's being built. And I still haven't sent him that yet, Mark.
No, I was able to download it and I loaded it up. You're good.
Oh, good. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got to actually, did you by chance get the video I sent you of the dog running around?
It was uploading. Let me see if I can find it while you keep talking.
Yeah, so we did a final walkthrough today on a new home built from the ground up. One of our regulars on the channel. She just got into town. Dwayne actually picked her and her husband up and her little puppy dog at the airport yesterday and brought him in, got him a car, got him in a hotel, did the final walkthrough with the builder today, and then they're closing tomorrow. So that's super exciting. But today we went to the walkthrough and they brought their dog. The dog's name was Bella Luna.
Bella Luna. You know what that means?
I don't. Well, I know what it means to me. You tell me what it means, and then I'll tell you what it means to me.
So it's a very popular phrase from the movie Moonstruck with Cher in it. Okay. Because the old guy is out at night and he looks up and he goes, "Oh, Bella Luna." It was the beautiful moon is what it means.
Okay, so this makes more sense to me now because what it means to me is a hangover because there used to be, maybe there still is a bar in State College, Pennsylvania called Bella Luna, as I remember it. And that was down the street walking distance from my friend John's house. And so that was a great place for us to go to get some adult beverages back in our younger days, because then we could just walk home. And so, Bella Luna doesn't have such a great meaning for me. It reminds me of a headache. There's little Bella Luna. She was as sweet as the day is long. This is her exploring her brand new house. This is the first time she's in the house.
She is motoring.
She is. She's running back and forth from every room. In a minute here, she's going to run in the main bedroom. Yep, she's heading there now. I couldn't focus on the builder meeting because I was just following Bella Luna around. We had a blast.
Good thing Dwayne was there to actually do the work.
Dwayne was there working. I'm off playing with Bella Luna as we're running around the house. There's Dwayne doing his thing right there. She was sweet. So she is all kinds of excited about her new house.
So cool. So cool. The house was for the dog, not for our client. The client just lives there. It's really the dog.
Yeah, they're going to love it too, but it's...
Yeah. Wow, she took off there.
Yeah, she was fast. And she'd get to go, and she like slid, and she'd come like she was coming into home base or something.
All right, we got some more comments here. Where was I? Oh, Abby said, "Hey guys, how was your trip, Jeff?"
It was great. It was a really great vacation. We went with a bunch of friends. We went with 2 friends that I grew up with. So in the picture there with all of us on the balcony, there's me and Andrea and the girls, and then there's Doug and Savannah behind us. Doug has been my best friend for literally since we were 3. And then Rodney is behind us there, a great contractor up in the Pittsburgh area. His wife, Amy, she has a car restoration business. She up in Pittsburgh. They do really high-end car refurbishments, 60s and 70s Mustangs and Corvettes and all kind of cool stuff. Rodney and I were in the same neighborhood growing up, and Doug was good friends with us. So we had a fantastic time on the Wonder of the Seas. Went to St. Thomas, St. Martin, and Coco Cay. And then the other picture there, that might have been several drinks in, honestly. I was
gonna say, I don't know if I've seen that face before.
Yeah, that was I'm not sure, did I order the wrong drink, because that doesn't look like my favorite drink there. The blue one is Andrea's favorite drink. It's called I
thought you had both of them.
No, the one behind it was mine. It was some kind of sunrise, sunshine up your butt kind of drink. I forget the name. And then what was Andrea's?
Blue Curaçao or something?
Curacao Cosmo or something like that. Curacao Cosmo. Yeah, she liked those.
Nice.
There's a cherry in there, and she never gives me her cherry. She always, cherry. Just share the cherry. Give me the cherry one time. That's all I want. Give me maraschino cherry. She wouldn't do it.
Clarence said beautiful homes. Carnes Crossing for sure was his favorite. Could you ask him what his favorite?
Yeah. Well, listen, I live here, so I get it. And
then he said Tidewater was nice as well.
It is. That's actually the neighborhood I was in today with Bella Luna doing the final walkthrough.
Yeah. Heidi said I saw the video. The pool is stunning for Carnes. Yep.
Yeah. I haven't been in the water yet, but okay. So Valerie's not. We just recently did a Zoom call with Valerie,
and her face looks so familiar. That's what I thought.
But it's not this one. Yeah. Valerie, if you're coming in the fall, book a Zoom call now so that we can be sending you. We talk a little bit about what you're looking for, and we can be sending you videos, or not videos, but just emails with some houses in the neighborhoods that we think you're probably going to want to see when you get here.
Yeah. All right, Ken got the Evolution D5 Maverick.
Evolution D5 Maverick. Is that, all right, I'm sorry, one more question for Ken. Is that a 4-seater, like with all them facing forward, or 4 forward, 2 back, or 2 forward, or 2 back, or which one is that? All
right, I'm going to guess here because I've only looked at the site a few times, but I think that one is 4 seats all facing forward.
I'm going to want that version at some point. I still need the 6-seater now because the girls are here and the dog won't get in the darn thing. But
boom.
Yeah. I'm going to want a 4-seater facing forward at some point.
Yeah. All right. Joe and Rose, they were here. They brought us cookies and Robin was mad because we didn't share with her. So we're going to buy Robin a whole 36 pack of cookies.
she'll eat one of them, and 35 of them will go to waste.
Yeah. So there's Robin too. But they said that they're on from Rochester, New York, but not for much longer.
Well, I hope you can get down here and be here before you have to shovel snow again in New York. Because
no, they're under contract, and
that's right. Yeah.
They'll be good. They don't have any more winters with snow shoveling.
Because Rochester gets stupid amounts of snow.
Yeah. Tequila Sunrise was your drink. I'm thinking
that sounds right.
Yeah. Robin said, Clarence said that I deserve the pink one for just being me, and I agree. All right, so you didn't see last week, Jeff.
All right.
But there was a hot pink golf cart that they had over at Joe's, and I saw it in the list, and before we started, and Robin was on with us, and I said, Robin, I found your golf cart for sure.
Yeah, that would be Robin.
Yeah.
If there could be like how some of the nicer cars have the front hood emblem sticking out of the front, like the Rolls Royce one goes up and goes down in the car. Robin's would be a bright pink one with a big unicorn sticking out the front of the golf cart.
Robin said July, which I think means that Joe and Rose
closing
in July. Yeah. Ken said if I could attach a pic, I would of his new Evolution. So
Ken, text it to me. I want to see it.
Yeah, I don't think he has your number.
I'll give it to him right now. Write it down.
All right.
Grab a pen, Ken. I'm going to give it. Here we go. 843-934-4012. Send it to me. And actually, if anybody else wants to send me pictures of themselves watching right now, I'll show those also. No toilet shots.
Yeah.
Nobody's sitting on the throne coming through to my phone. I'll be mad. I won't be mad.
That would be funny. That would be funny. All right. I think we hit all the comments. Definitely ask your questions down in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. If you're just joining, Ken gave you a thumbs up, so he's going to be sending it to you, I think. But yeah, if you want to book a Zoom call too, at the very end of the video, we'll have a little QR code that we'll put up. But we have a website too, charlestonareliving.com/schedule-meeting. That will get you into either booking a Zoom call, or if you already know you're coming in town soon, you can book a face-to-face meeting too. We'll take you out, all that fun stuff for sure.
Now, let's talk about that for a second, because we've had a bunch of people do that recently where they just book a
face-to-face
time to be in town, and that's fine. But Mark, are they able to book 2 meetings?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So if you're doing that, because most times we call you and we have a conversation before you get here because I want to be prepared. So if you ever just book, hey, listen, I'm gonna be in town on July 20th. I'll be in your office at 10 a.m. That's fine. But book a Zoom call with us also so we can talk before you get here to be ready.
Yeah. Good point. All right. Let's get into some stats if you're okay with that.
Nothing more fun than stats.
I'm a numbers guy, so.
I know.
All right. 4,978 homes on the market, which went up 130 since last week, Jeff.
Are we going to hit 5,000?
We possibly could, because there's a lot going on in the market right now. So, our mortgage rates, as you can see in the bottom middle there, are hovering right around 7%. So they haven't really changed in the last couple weeks. And if they have changed, they've gone up a little bit. This week went down a couple hundredths of a point. So nothing, to write home about there. But 4,978 homes, I feel like we're going to hit 5,000. We're seeing similar to last year as far as activity going on, right? So that's what that green says, similar to last year. But we're already seeing buying dropping off a little bit compared to last May. So last year, June was really strong. And then we started to see, the end of the year slightly down on buying activity from the end of June on through the rest of the year. We every month, we kind of see that buying activity go down. So I feel like if homes still come on at the rate they are, we're definitely going to be over 5,000 and maybe even approaching 5,500, 5,600 is my guess.
Yeah, I feel like we've kind of got a proven track record with always giving the good and always giving the bad. Like, yep. I'm not going to blow sunshine up your butt. I'm going to tell you the truth. And this market is transitioning to a buyer's market, in my opinion. The numbers are showing it. And what's so great about that is that I started doing a little bit of research in the last week, as I was reading a few articles on the ship. I looked at some of the areas that most of our people are moving from, which is basically mostly the Northeast. And they're just killing it when they sell their homes there, and they're getting good bargains when they move here. So we've had a lot of people that do really well financially selling their house, and they're getting a really good deal here. So it's listen, Mark and I are perfectly happy to sell you a house next month or 2 years from now. But if you're on the fence and you can make it happen, and I feel like this isn't just, I'm not saying you got to be here by like the end of July. Like, I feel like we're going to continue to see this year be a better buyer's market than we've seen in quite a while here in Charleston, and especially Summerville.
Yeah, for sure.
And especially in the 55 pluses.
So speaking of especially Summerville, what you mean, the Summerville median was right around 385, where if you go over to Mount Pleasant, the median is now over $1 million at 1.2 million.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. We just sold a house over there that that was 800. That if you put it in Summerville or Goose Creek would have been 400.
Yeah, crazy. We had 269 go under contract last week. That's all in. 205 were single family. Of the 205, the median was 505 for the entire area, which that went up about 8,000 from last week. And then 250 a square foot was the average, which went up a couple dollars a square foot. 56 condo townhomes as high as 2 million. Most of them were between that 300 and 500 mark, though.
Yeah.
And they sold 24 of the 56 there. The interesting thing that I saw of these 205 single-family homes, do you know 99 of them were in the upper Berkeley County? So from Hanahan up to Monk's Corner and over to Ladson, almost half of them were in that area.
We've seen a lot of townhouse neighborhoods. I was driving through one the other day, going out from my house out towards Foxbank, right before you get to Foxbank, that big giant townhouse neighborhood right in the left there. I was kind of marveling about how many townhouses were in there. And I don't know that I get it completely. I think a lot of people end up being a little bit short-sighted sometimes on some of these townhouses that have the higher monthly HOAs and regimes. That what would it look like if you were to put that money that you're spending every month on an HOA or regime towards a single-family house? You might end up buying, for somewhat close to the same money, getting a single family versus a townhouse. That being said, there's some ridiculous deals on townhouses because they're building so many of them.
Yeah. So I'll share a story that we closed on today. So my son purchased a townhome today with the 3.99% interest rate we were able to get the builder to buy down to, and that's forever for the 30 years for the term of the loan. It's not a 3-2-1 buy down and then you go back to a 7%. We got him a 3.99% rate, and we got $9,000 in closing costs on this townhome here that we closed on just this afternoon. So those are some of the reasons why somebody might buy a townhome instead of a single family, because even with the $242 HOA regime, we're still under $1,800 a month.
Yeah.
So that is going to be less than a lot of rents that are out there. Maybe not everything, but a lot of rent.
Yeah, he was pretty close to being, mortgage being in line with what his rent was. I mean, and now he's building equity in his own. Andrew and I lived in a townhouse. That was our very first house. We had a 2-bedroom townhouse in Hampton, a little suburb of Pittsburgh. It was fun. It was nice. They cut the grass and just.
And this one, which not all the townhouses do that, but they cover everything on the outside. So if the siding goes, the roof shingles, they take care of all of that. They take care of the pressure washing, the termite, bond. Anything on the outside is covered in that 242.
And I love that they got one with a garage, because there are some obviously that don't have garages.
Yes.
Although that pad looks wide enough to put 2 cars across.
You can put 2 cars. So at the entrance, you can't see it in the picture, but at the entrance, it's a 1 car, and then it splits off to 2. So it's a little tight in there.
Yeah.
But it can definitely be done without running over the grass, I think.
Yep,
for sure. All right, we're going to get to our question now, Jeff, which every week we ask the question, how many single-family homes out of the 205 that we listed, how many of them are over $1 million? So Rose is on today, and she's always super close. So go down in the comments and click down there and put in your guess. So
no hints for me this week?
No hints for you. I've already talked about buying is down a little bit. We talked about how the Mount Pleasant average is 1.2 million. So yeah, we already got some answers coming in. Rose, our number one, says 53. Did you write that down after you saw her number? You did. Wow. All right. Talisha says 32. Robert says 58. Pete says 47. Ken's at 41. Valerie is at 38. Robin at 68. Robin's being a little aggressive today.
When is Robin not aggressive?
Robert Gansey says 39. Talisha said, of course he did write down that after. So, all right. Anybody else want to guess before I throw it up there? All right. We got another. So Steven says 44. All right. Last chance before I throw it up there. All right. The correct answer, Valerie was the closest at 39 over
Rose
threw you off, buddy.
Rose killing me.
Good job, Valerie. Good job. When we book a Zoom call, we'll have to buy you some cookies or something.
Hey, there's some more comments you're gonna get to, but I got a picture of his golf cart.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, it's nice. Oh, it's got nice seats on it too. They look like they're like leather and they're like quilted.
Ooh. Oh, it's like that midnight blue. I love that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Good job, Ken.
Aggressive tires, but not crazy.
Yep.
That rack in the front there, I'm surprised how much I use that rack. You know what? His has something I wish mine had. Look, it looks like he has a window that you could fold down to get more air through. I have a windshield that's permanent. I can't drop my my window at all.
Is that a LSV thing? Is that why you can't drop your window, or do LSVs also?
Maybe that is. That's a good question. That's possible.
Good observation. All right. Lance said 57. Lance was off too. Valerie said, woo. Rose said, sorry, Jeff.
Yeah, well, don't let me down next week, Rose.
Robin said, don't be talking to Rose like that.
I apologize. I'm sorry.
And then she said golf cart karaoke. She was talking about that last week a lot. She really wants to do the golf cart karaoke. That's going to have to be on her own channel, I think.
Yeah. You don't want me singing karaoke. It's new. I've told you before about what a bad singer I am.
Clarence said beautiful cart. Jeff, if you go in the Google Voice number, Clarence said a picture in there of him watching. And it looks like they're watching from outside.
So really?
Go check that out. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Valerie said Robert Gansey guessed 39. Oh, you're right. Robert did win with 39. Thanks for being honest, Valerie.
Come on, Valerie. Look at you.
You still get cookies when you come.
Yeah.
Because you were honest.
Hey, I got a comment here from a bit ago that I want to call out here real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so can I add it? Can I push the thing and it'll show?
Yeah,
or you
go ahead.
Get Valerie's down first. Okay, there it is. This is back when we were talking about the townhouses. I don't cut my grass, Chad. I'm definitely not coming over to cut yours. I pay somebody to go cut my grass. Although I didn't for years.
Yeah. Rose said she sold her house in a week. That was awesome.
There you go. I mean, that Northeast is.
Tony said, hoping with the slowdown, builders will offer more attractive incentives and rate buy down. Yeah. So that my son was a perfect example of that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony, we're seeing them now. Mark and I get emails all the time of rate buy downs and I'll listen, I've said this before, but one of the advantages of working with our team is if anybody's going to be able to get a little something extra in something, it's probably our team just because of the volume that we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so even if it's not advertised, that doesn't mean like we've absolutely had builders take another 10 off for us plenty of times in the past.
Pete says we were at Joe's Saturday and the pink cart is still available. Robin, now's your chance. Robin. Go snatch it up. Yep.
I'll help. I'll buy the flamingo for the front if you buy the golf cart.
We are closing June 16th. How is Cane Bay on 4th of July? Great question. So good news, bad news. Normally, Cane Bay as the best fireworks show ever, and it's at the Cane Bay YMCA. The person that was planning it, though, had a lot going on with their life and had to take this year off. So there won't be a whole lot of fireworks from that main event. But everybody and their brother across Cane Bay likes fireworks. So you could probably sit in your driveway. Yeah. And even though the Cane Bay event won't be going on, you're going to see fireworks everywhere. Now, I also heard, through the Facebook grapevine that Palmetto Walk is having some, and a lot of people have donated money to that Palmetto Walk. Now, we don't talk about Palmetto Walk a lot, but it's this niche little neighborhood that is way up front by Publix next to, you drive into it next to the church at Cane Bay. And if you go on the 176 side and go with that entrance through Publix, there's about 200 homes back there or something like that. It's probably the smallest out of all of them. Now they're supposed to have a huge fireworks because some people have been donating to that. So you could probably drive over to Publix on the Famulary side, park in that little dirt parking lot there, and watch a bunch of fireworks over there.
Yeah, there is some redneck hillbilly that's going to go down in these neighborhoods on the 4th of July.
Oh yeah.
I watched what was, I would say, like a professional show in Carnes that a neighbor just did himself. He just said, "Hey, I'm going to be back in the back corner by where Horizons is last year," and we took the golf cart down there. He did a phenomenal job. I'm hoping he does it again this year. I'll have to check on the neighborhood Facebook page and see if he's going to do something again because it was awesome.
That's awesome.
I used to have a black lab that was terrified though of your dogs get afraid of fireworks?
Yeah, both of them kind of actually do, and the little one Bear, which anytime anybody comes over, shakes.
That dog is terrified of me. I come walking, he's like drooling and shaking, passing out.
He's this little mixed dog, and
he always looks like he's so sad.
Yeah.
My dog Boo Boo, he was a black lab mixed with we don't know what, I think probably Tasmanian devil, and he was just as dumb as the day is long. And he, like, every time you leave the house, he was just convinced that he was going to die alone.
Yeah.
And he would try to eat. So we had him on Prozac. We heard about this thing called the Thunder Shirt. And, when you'd hear fireworks and on the 4th of July and then in storms, we'd put the Thunder Shirt on, almost like swaddling a baby. He ate the thing. He got so stressed out, he ate the Thunder Shirt off him. And then he's pooping out Thunder Shirt all around the backyard for 2 days. He was I'm lucky now. The Greyhound I have now, she, came off the tracks in Florida. And so I guess she grew up around lots of thunder. They got lots of thunder in Florida. She doesn't care a bit. She just sleeps right through all of it.
Not a little anxious, I'm guessing. Right?
Yeah.
Robert said that beats my fireworks from CVS. Yeah, I think it would. All right, let me get back. Jackie said Old Rice is doing a 3rd of July festival. What's up, Jackie? Thank you. She organizes a whole bunch of events over there in Old Rice, all kinds of stuff. So she'll keep us in the know on Old Rice for sure.
All right, here's the picture that came in. I want to know what is getting cooked on that Weber. That's the cover's on that thing. I want to know why the Clarence hasn't got something smoke pouring out of that thing right now.
Remember, he's here, so he's probably at his family's house or
okay, all right. Well, you could use somebody else's grill too.
Yeah. Beth says, looking forward to house hunting in a couple of weeks. As I look at homes online, my question to you is, does anyone know a ballpark figure for Lennar Homes exterior add-ons?
There is no add-ons. Lennar is a true spec builder, if that's what you're asking. The price is the price. So whenever you see a Lennar home priced at $412,000, that's the all-in price. That's everything that they put into it. You can change absolutely nothing about it. That includes the lot cost, what they put into it. It's out the door. If you see another neighborhood like maybe Del Webb in Nexton or Mungo Homes in Hewing Farms, they might have listed a house that is a base price, or they could have a spec home price. So if it's already under construction and it's coming out of the ground, the price is the price. If it's a lot to be built on, it's the base price plus all of the stuff that you put in the house, which is usually, Mark, 10 to 20% of the cost of the base price of the house. That's a rough estimate.
Yep.
And then plus the cost of the land. The land could be free. The land with the most expensive piece of dirt that we bought for a client was $150,000. I will say the vast majority of what we see is, Mark, wouldn't you say $5,000 to $25,000?
Yeah,
for lot costs.
Yeah.
So yeah, for Lennar, nothing can be added. Now in neighborhoods like Carnes, they're doing nice stuff to them. The outsides, they've got hardy plank siding, and they got some with double porches, and then you got other neighborhoods that are vinyl siding. It's dependent on the requirements of the neighborhood.
Yeah, I was trying to look for some, but so with Lennar, so for instance, the Elliott plan and the Ashley plan, some of them have double porches, and some of them will have just a single porch on the front downstairs. Now, the ones with the double porches are obviously going to be more money, but it's not something that you can request, like Jeff is saying, but they make both of them. So they might have one coming out with the double porches, a gourmet kitchen, but no fireplace and no fifth bedroom downstairs. It's just what they choose when they build them. And obviously the price with the double porches is going to be higher because it's a higher price for them to build.
And even if it's a model that doesn't have an option for a double porch, let's say the Bada Bing is one of the models, it's probably going to have 4 different versions of that because they don't want everything in the neighborhood to look all the same. Mm-hmm. So they'll have, brick front on this one and stone front on this one and siding on that one, and so and then the difference, even the ground level porches are somewhat different. Sometimes they have a deeper porch, sometimes it's a different type of entry. So they're all over the board because they just don't want everything to look the same.
Yep. Good question. Thanks, Beth. Let us know if you have any follow-up questions for sure. All right. Tony said, I'm bringing cannolis instead of cookies. That's my man right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I had a good cannoli in the cruise ship last week.
No, I bet. And
tiramisu. I only ever get tiramisu. You know what I didn't have one time, though, on this cruise was escargot. I always get escargot, my cargo, on the cruise ship, and I didn't go to any restaurants that had escargot. We did the...
Why would you want that?
Oh, snails are good eating, buddy.
That is awful.
No, don't you talk bad about my snails.
Oh, awful.
We did the... and by the way, I want to have a chat with you about something when I finish this thought, because I was right. We booked the specialty restaurants, so we went to all this. We didn't go to any regular restaurants for dinner on the cruise. We went to all the specialty restaurants, like the Italian place, the steakhouse. Man, that was some good old food. They did a fantastic job on the Wonder of the Seas. It was worth it. It was really good. But I dropped my kids off. Okay, so Riley had a friend that she was going to go on vacation with as soon as we got back. So I had to drive her over to Sanford, Florida. Sanford, Florida is right in between Port Canaveral and Orlando. So between Disney and Orlando, because I always say it takes 6 hours to get down to Port Canaveral, get down to Disney. And it never takes me 6 hours. It always takes me 19 and a half hours. And you're not telling the truth.
Okay.
I put in Waze when I was in Sanford, Florida at the Target, what it was going to take to get home to my home in Carnes, 5 hours and 40 minutes.
All right. So can we add the hour?
Why are you doing this?
It's an hour to Sands. So let's add 45 minutes. Now you're at 6 hours and a half instead of 5 hours and 44 minutes.
You are such a negative person.
I just want to tell you that I am right. It's 6.5 hours.
Why do you have to be? All right. Right now, Waze. I'm doing it.
Okay.
Waze right now from my house in Carnes.
Of course you would pick at night when it's
shut up.
fastest time.
No, sir. Port Canaveral, terminal number 1.
I feel like I should have
All right, let's talk about mortgage rates. 6 hours and 2 minutes. I was off by 2 minutes.
Okay, that's pretty good. But you're going to stop at Buc-ee's, so now you're at 7 hours and 2 minutes.
So we're at 9 hours, and my wallet is $180 light from where it was.
Right. Lance says, I have a rat terrier who is a chicken dressed as a dog.
I don't even know what to say to that.
I think he meant because of the 4th of July fireworks, he's a chicken.
Oh.
I'm guessing. I don't
know. In Lance's house is edibles night also, by the way, on Tuesday nights at Lance's house. That's not legal here in South Carolina. Don't do that.
He was asking Joe last week if he felt like the golf cart community was being affected by the moped community.
Oh, wouldn't it be great if they started getting in fights? These little e-scooters and mopeds ripping around town.
Rose and Joe says, when do they usually open and close the pools in the communities? I'll let you take it.
Yeah, so let me think about this. I would say earlier or mid-April mark. Isn't that about when most of them open?
April 1st, I think, yeah.
April 1st? Okay. And then I would say November 1st-ish.
Yeah.
Closing. Does that sound right?
Yep.
I'll have to pay attention more now.
Yeah.
We never go to the pool.
Well, you will now with that new pool you have.
I will. Well, I've already sat around the pool several times. I never get in the pool.
Yeah.
But me and Andrea and Riley went. So before the cruise week, we went to the gym 3 nights that one week, and I took a I took a walk on the treadmill and did some stair climbing and some weightlifting and stuff. And I thought I was doing really good and I was killing it. And then I'm done, and they decided that they were going for like another 30 or 40 minutes. Like I was about to pass out and die, and they wanted to keep going. So I went out and pulled up a rocking chair. Oh, the cutest little kid comes up to me the one night as I'm walking, like I'm walking around the pool over to the rocking chairs, and he runs up. He's like, "Are you on YouTube?" And I said, "Yeah, buddy, I am. Are you having fun?" And he didn't answer my having fun question. He just looks back at his mom and says, "It's him."
So wait. Do you think he recognized you, or the mom sent the kid over to ask you?
That's a good question, because I don't know that 4-year-olds are probably our target audience. I'm guessing it was mom. Either way, thanks for watching.
Yes. Robin said Clarence and Ma Lucy. All right. Jackie said, I'm running it with my team. Okay, all the 4th of July stuff. Miss Lucy. Fencing, enclosed porch, etc. So this is back to the Lennar question. So they don't really do fencing. You'll have to do that after you move in. And then the enclosed porch, some of them will have the screen porch and some of them will just be open. But if you want to change either of those, we have all the contractors you need for sure. They're on our website. You can go to Business Preferred Network in one of the menu drop downs, and you can see the people that we recommend that we've dealt with or our clients have dealt with for sure.
Now, I think that if your house is on the water, that fencing is included with the house.
In all in our communities, you say?
No, in my neighborhood here.
In Corinth, okay.
Because I've got fences up all around Lake Hewitt, where the amenity center is. Every house, if I'm thinking I'd have to run out back and look, but I think every house has the same fence. Like when I bought my house, it came with the fence. Okay. And it's painted something called I think Charleston green or something. It's like,
which is black.
It's black. It's a black fence. Stop trying to be freaking fancy and calling it Charleston green. It's a black fence.
It's black with a hint of green in it.
I don't even see the hint. I think it is hintless.
Yeah. So let us know if that answers those questions. I think that's what you were asking. She says, thanks, guys. You're welcome, Beth. All right. Here in Georgia, certain counties offer a school tax homestead exemption for homeowners over 65. Does South Carolina have such an exemption?
It does. It's when you turn 65, but it's got one caveat. You have to be here for a full year. So you get a $50,000 reduction on the value of your house that you're taxed on. But if you were to move here, and let's say you're 66 when you move here, you would not get that exemption for one full year.
Talisha said team road trip to confirm. Yeah, I don't think we can pull all of us out of, the business to go down to Port Canaveral. That's
probably not. The best we could hope for is maybe run up to Buc-ee's in Florence.
Yeah.
We'd do a Florence Buc-ee's trip.
That would be fun. Valerie says, what's the water source in Summerville? Curious how good the tap water is.
All right. So this is just a personal thing, but I'm drinking the tap water straight out to tap here. Oh, hold on. Sorry, there's something floating in there. I like it. Like what is it? People use water softeners.
Yeah.
None of our clients that I can think of have ever done a water softener. It's just not needed. And I did look at I got something in the mail. Our water was tested here a few years ago, and I got the report, and I seem to remember that I liked what I found in the report. So Summerville water, there's Dorchester water. Most of the stuff is either county or city water. There's, depending on where you're at, Dorchester County has its own thing, and then like Goose Creek and what's the Berkeley something or other. I don't remember.
Berkeley County Water.
Now Wells, of course, we do sell some houses out in the country, and so we've got not a lot, but we've got some wells in this area, and like none of the neighbors in the big areas like Nexton, Cane Bay, Summers Corner, none of that is well water. But out, Talisha's neck of the woods, we will see more wells. So that's something where we will want to test the well water, our inspectors know how to check for that, and we can get water samples and have those kind of things checked. And then usually with wells comes septic a lot of the times also. And so we have the ability to do septic tests. I know it's way farther than what you were asking about, but I like the water here. I hate the water in Florida. I think it has a really bad taste, and we don't have that water. We've had some people ask us that. You ever see Mark in Publix? There's always have the filtered water machines in Florida you could get by the gallon. Like we don't need that here.
They do have them though. They do have them.
Yeah, they're here, but I wouldn't.
Yeah, no need for it.
That made me thirsty.
Type down in the comments too. We always try to get video on where our target audience, which is all of you guys, want video on. So if there's something that you want more video about that we can go out and get and do produced videos for you on, let us know. We would love to do video that you guys want to see. I think we do a pretty good job of planning that out and telling you about new communities and all of that. But definitely in the comments, type where you might want to see more video about for sure.
I wish I could shuffle cards like this.
You can do it. You got to practice, buddy.
I've tried. These Post-its. I don't know why I thought of that just now. I apologize.
Robin says, "Oh Lord, even the kids recognize him. LOL. Help us all." All right. Troy says, "Wamchuckus." So we had somebody on YouTube.
Yeah,
it might have been Troy that asked on a video, "What is a Wamchuckus?"
A Wamchucka.
Okay.
Yeah, big. Okay, so it's basically a Jeff word for something big. So if you had an extra large baseball bat, it would be a big Wamchucka. If you had anything could be a Wamchucka. I don't know if I'm using it right. I don't know where the heck I heard it. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But if you hear a Jeffism, a Wamchucka is it's from the Chinese word pierogi, and you invert the sound of the bifocal tricuspid valve, and hold on. Something big. It's I don't know where I picked it up from, but it's a word I use when something's big.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law, big Wamchucka.
Usually he would use an adjective before Wamchucka
I would
describe his mother-in-law. But he's being good. Your filter worked. Good job, buddy.
My filter did work that time, and because I know your finger is on the mute button.
Yes. All right. Heidi says, "How is the pool coming in Horizons Summers Corner?" She means the club. Oh, yeah, no. Horizons
Summers Corner.
Yeah, Horizons Summers.
Yeah, not fast enough. I mean, we were over there the other day. We flew some drone, somewhat recently. It's not moving fast.
Yeah,
the building seems to be moving well fast into next year.
Yeah, I think end of first quarter, probably April 1st when the pool opens. I would say it will probably be done. I bet.
Is that an April Fool's Day joke that you're doing there?
No.
I think it'll be longer than that. I don't see a whole lot. I do, because I haven't seen any real buildings. It seems to me like they're just playing with dirt still.
No. At Horizons, buddy.
Horizons.
All
right. Yeah, it's going great. I was thinking about the club, which is the non-55 plus. It's coming great. No, I think Mark's absolutely right. I think it'll be before April 1st.
Yeah.
I think they're making great progress. We did a video over there recently. It's looking wonderful. I cannot wait to see it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Troy said that was him that asked that question.
Okay.
I'll be moving in about 6 to 7 weeks to Del Webb, North Myrtle Beach. Awesome. Yeah, I forgot he was going to be in North Myrtle.
Yeah, so that Del Webb up there, I think you're really gonna like it. We did some videos up there on our other channel, and I love that you can go to the beach there by golf cart.
Yeah, he gave us his address, so if we're up there, we could check on his house for him.
Okay,
and we just haven't been up there yet, Troy.
Yeah. We're due for a grim weekend.
Yes.
Greg Klim. That's the combination of our two names. We couldn't work anything else out. Grim.
We're not smart. That's why.
Yeah, nothing else really seemed to make sense. But the problem is we don't go to Myrtle in July and August.
Yeah.
So we'll have to plan something for the fall.
Yeah. Troy said he's getting the Renown, which is your favorite.
Oh, I love the Renown.
Yeah. Robin says, I see a T-shirt in my future. Wom Chuckus. She loves those T-shirts, doesn't she?
Hey, if you buy a cart from Joe's, he typically gives you a Joe's Cart T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go get your pink over there.
All right, I skipped over a question here. How many total 55 homes would you say are in Summerville? Ooh.
All right, let's work through it. All right, get the calculator. So let's say 1,500 in Four Seasons.
Yes.
1,400.
Well, it will be 1,500. Yeah.
Yeah, 1,500. What do you think?
Oh, no, Four Seasons. Oh yeah, because of the new stuff. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, let's say 1,400 in Four Seasons. Del Webb. I'm gonna guess what, Mark? 1,300.
Del Webb Cane Bay.
Yeah, I'm working my way across.
Del Webb Cane Bay is exactly 1,024.
Oh, okay. Wow. How do you know that? What is wrong with you?
I don't know. I just know.
All right. So then keep coming over. So now let's add Carnes Horizons, about 700 there.
Okay. There will be 700. Yep.
Yep. And then I'm not going to count like the townhouses. I'm not even going to count Summerwind.
What about Hammock?
Well, I wasn't going to count Hammock.
Okay. Because it's not single family. Okay.
Del Webb Nexton, 1,500, 1,600 when they're done. What do you think Crestwind is?
Crestwind is under 800. So let's just say 800.
800. And then Horizons out there is going to be like 13, 14, right?
Yeah, 1,400. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, and then the new Del Webb, we don't know yet, which is going to be.
Oh, she said in Summerville.
Yeah. Okay. Summerville. All right. The number is 6,824.
6824. I'm going to write that down. I have no idea why I'm writing it down, but I just got to put all that effort at adding it up. I'm going to put 6,824.
Yeah. All right. Peggy is on. How you doing, Peggy? Been meaning to ask. Confused about the application for 4% property tax. We have been in Cane Bay since November 26, 2024. When should we file? Now. Yeah.
You need to file before October, but do it now. I'll be honest, Peggy. I went over. I don't know. Sometimes I just like to go do things because I get to go talk to people and go meet new people. So I went and did it in person over Berkeley County, and they were lovely. You got to go, prove that you got cars registered here, and you show them an electric bill, and it's pretty easy. If you
give an overview of the 4%. Why do they have to do it? What is the bad?
Yeah. So 4% is the rate for if this is your primary residence in South Carolina. So for instance, my home here in Carnes, 3,000 square foot, my 4% tax rate was $2,300 this year. I think right around there. If you do not have this as your primary resident, if it's an investment property, if it's a second home, if it's a home that you bought to retire but you just haven't moved in yet, you pay a 6% rate. Now, math would say 6% is 50% more than 4%. But this is all of us with gray hair or no hair. Remember the Ross Perot fuzzy math lines from the debates. It's fuzzy math because the 6% rate is about triple what the 4% rate is. So if my home that I paid $2,300 on this year for taxes were at the 6% rate, it would be more like $7,000.
That's a big one chucka.
That's a big one chucka. Peggy, any problems, call me.
Yeah. Troy said thank you. You're welcome. Peggy said thanks. Okay, that's all the comments. Awesome. Yeah, don't forget, let us know where you want to know more video about, where you want to see more video about.
Yeah, close to Summerville, preferably.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have said that. They're going to be like, Outer Banks. Like, road trip.
Since we were talking about the Del Webb, Jeff, I'd like to talk a little bit about the new Del Webb in the upstate that's coming in Greenville. We got a video out about that. We had a call about it today, right?
Yesterday. Mike was meeting with him at 4:00 today.
Yeah. So Mike sent me or asked if I had a copy of the layout, and I just crashed it, I guess. Where did it go? And it looks like it's going to be pretty cool. It's about 400 homes that are coming into the Del Webb Greenville. Here we go, home site map. This is the Reedy River. So it goes right along the Reedy River, and along the river, this used to be a golf course. Along the river is a big pool, bocce courts. It looks like 10 pickleball courts. You've got the mail is up here too, plenty of parking, clubhouse. So I feel like it's going to rival the next in amenities that we have here in Summerville. And about 400 homes with lots of pond lots. And Jeff, we were there. They have hills and stuff. Remember?
There is. Yeah, my guy that I talked to from Bama, Mike was going to meet with today. He said, "Hey, I want to be one of the first ones in there, so I can pick, kind of where I want my home to be." And he used to play golf there when it was a golf course.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. He's from the area, and he moved over to Alabama. And then, he's gotten wise since then and wants to come back to South Carolina. And so he wants to. Now, there's a problem with that philosophy, though, because they don't open up that whole neighborhood. So, like, if you want to be down by the amenity center, if they're starting up at the top, you're going to be waiting a while until those lots open up.
Yeah.
Because they don't build in certain areas around the neighborhood. They try to build out sections all at one time, so people aren't living through 5 years of construction by their house, which is good.
Yep. And these are color coded by the series. So the Echelon series is the big one, like the Renown. The Distinctive series is the middle one, which is the blue. And then the Scenic series is all the green or turquoise. So it looks like a good mix.
Not a big old hill you made me climb. That was a mountain.
Yeah, the hill was right here on this.
Is that where it was down there?
Well, actually, it was up here, I think.
I don't know. It was a big hill.
Yeah. But I just thought it was pretty cool. And, now that we covered the upstate, just thought I'd bring it up too.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. We got a few more comments. Let's hit those and see what else we got. Been meaning to ask. Okay. Valerie says we're only focused on 55 plus. No problem. We got 7 different opportunities for you here.
And hold on, wait.
Yeah.
And the total of 6,824 homes to choose from.
Good job. Good job.
Thank God I wrote that down, because there was no way I was going to remember that, and I knew I should write it down for some reason.
MGD says, do the different 55 plus communities in Summerville ever come together for joint social activities?
Cage matches. Yeah, fights, cage matches.
You have to turn your hat around when you say it.
Okay, wait. Cage matches, ultimate fighting championships. Del Webb has been kicking the heck out of Four Seasons, but Four Seasons got some up and comers I'm excited about.
All right, so I've only heard of that with golf, where some of the people from the different communities golf together, and then pickleball. I don't know about the other social activities, though.
One cool thing about the pickleball is I think Del Webb's intentions at Nexton are that they're going to have so many pickleball courts now that I do believe that different Del Webbs from different parts of the East Coast get together and have pickleball competitions.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to be big enough here in Nexton to be able to do that, and we will definitely find our way inside to go see that when it happens. And that's the start of the cage matches. They just locked the gates on the pickleball courts. And go ahead, baby. That was in the kitchen. It was in the kitchen.
MGD like that for sure. All right, go ahead. Yeah.
I feel like in the kitchen is a pickleball term. Is it?
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Okay, thank God, because otherwise people were going to be like, "What the heck is he talking about?" It's in the kitchen.
He'd be like, "Oh, Jeff must have got into Lance's gummies."
Lance does not eat gummy. Well, I don't think he does, but let's just get that straight.
What would you say is a unique thing that Del Webb offers that differentiates them from other 55 plus?
Yeah, so the Del Webb and Nexton, I would say golf cart ability to a bunch of the best restaurants in Summerville. So it's easily golf cartable to all of the restaurants in Nexton, right by our office, Hall's Chop House, Bad Daddy, Taco Boy, get you some street corn, the Pickle Bar, easily accessible by golf cart there. That's a really popular place. Location, if somebody is still working, you're probably you're downtown, because we do have lots of people that live in Del Webb that are still working. It's got much closer proximity to 26. It's closer to everything in Summerville. And outside of that, it's really just more about the location. Wouldn't you say, Mark?
Yeah, location. Obviously, the amenities are awesome. Really nice pool. The bar grill that's coming there will differ.
Well, that'll be a big one. It'll be the only one in any of these that has a bar grill poolside, and that's going to start construction at the end of this swim season. So November, December, they're starting that with the goal of hopefully having it ready for next season.
Yeah, and then the as far as building, they're the only ones that have the 5-year water leak protection.
That's true.
In their warranties. So no other builder does that I know of. And then
I got one more. They're not the only one now, but they're becoming one of the only ones where you can truly pick your lot and pick your everything that you put in the house.
Yeah.
Four Seasons is moving to more of a packages type thing. So you'll pick A, B, C, D, or E, the coastal package, the farm package, the this or that. Whereas Del Webb, if you can pick your absolute everything. So for one of the higher end builders, you can still do that at Del Webb, and you can't do that everywhere.
Yep. And then they offer some good choices with like upgraded insulation and, I don't know, the sunrooms that maybe some of the other builders don't offer as well. So, just different options, I would say, are another differentiator.
Me and Talisha just found out something interesting that Del Webb, and I can't speak to this big guy. I haven't checked with like Coulter or some of the other ones, but Del Webb has the ability to make the home zero entry everywhere. So front door, back door, shower, everything. And actually Four Seasons did not. So we had somebody that utilized a scooter to get around everywhere. And that's what sold them on it. We were able to make zero entry into the front door, back door. And it was not that much more expensive.
Yeah, ADA compliance stuff.
Right. Where I was surprised at, the floor costs more than I expected it to, because what I didn't realize was they want to put a heavier duty LVP in those houses if it's going to be using a wheelchair, because the wheelchair is putting all that weight on just such little amounts of tire touching the ground. And so they found that they've had, in all the builders around, have had some LVP that has cracked or become displaced from a wheelchair use. So the floor that was the biggest expense. The zero entry side of it didn't actually cost that much. I thought it was a pretty good deal.
And don't they have to glue them down as well versus the floating floor?
That sounds right. Yeah. I believe that Talisha was in those meetings, and I think she said that.
Yeah. All right. MGD said, what is your growth projection for Summerville 55 plus communities by 2030?
Well, I think we've got another, out of the neighborhoods that we're talking about now, everything that's working, what we didn't do was how many more houses are coming in those neighborhoods. So let's assume that's another 2,000, 2,000 to 3,000 more.
Well, we told them the full numbers. Like Horizons doesn't have 1,400 in it now, but we said 1,400.
Right.
Yeah. But I would say, the new Del Webb down there by Daniel Allen, that one is going to be, I bet, at least another 1,000, 1,400 homes there. And then Nexton, I heard DRB is going to have a 55 plus community in Nexton.
A true 55 plus. Yeah.
So
that's let's be call the next big one that breaks ground.
Yeah, another 1,000 there. And then I think that's the only ones I know of, but I would guarantee there's at least one or two more in the future. So, I would say another 3,000 or 4,000 homes on top.
I think they should let us design a 55 plus neighborhood.
Yes.
Why aren't they calling us?
I don't know. I mean, we know all the good, the bad, and the ugly about all of them.
Yeah, I'd put urinals in every room.
Oh no, that's why. You say things like that, and that's why people don't call us right there.
No, let's think about this. Guys, especially. How nice would it be to have don't you mute me. How great would it be to have a urinal in these bathrooms? Your wife would never complain about leave the seat down. Hey, when I first got married, I trained Andrea to leave the seat up. It can be done.
It can be done.
It can be done. Andrea used to leave. She put the seat back up. That's a good wife there. 26 years of happy marriage right there, buddy. And now I got girls as far as the eye can see in this house. Even the dog's a girl.
Yeah.
All day long. I will say I have been well trained. I am a seat putter downer now because I don't want the wrath that comes.
Oh, all right. Well, we are out of questions and we are 14 minutes over, which we love. That we were able to answer all these questions.
You took me a little too close to my bedtime here, Clem, tonight.
Right? He said, turn your head around. Too funny. Well, at the end of here, when we pop this video on, you'll see a QR code. Go ahead and scan that QR code. If you want to make a Zoom call with us, we would love to meet with you over Zoom first. You can do a face-to-face meeting, schedule that right in there too, if you already have your plans down. If not, we'll schedule that on the Zoom call if you know it then. And of course, you can follow up with us if not. But we have people that do Zoom calls 2 years out, right, Jeff? They come in, ask for questions.
Yeah.
So we would love to talk to you. Of course, keep joining these Tuesday nights. We love answering all these questions and going over these comments. It's why we did them just for you. So I love when I prepare content and then have no time for it. I'd rather answer your questions for sure.
For sure. I have one more thing to say. You ready?
Yes, go ahead.
Mark, I've really enjoyed spending this last 1 hour and 15 minutes with you.
Oh, wow. You're lying about that.
Bidets. Yes, Valerie. Oh, my God. I'm going to put this back. I almost didn't leave my hotel room in Las Vegas. I wanted to order Taco Bell 24 hours a day just so I could use that son of a gun. It was amazing. Shooting water right up your butt. How awesome is that?
Bean burritos?
Oh, yeah. I love bidets. I want one so bad.
All right, everybody. I think that just calls it for an end right there. We'll see you next Tuesday. Bye, everybody.
See y'all.